Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be painting Sanguinius. This is a commission painting for a friend of mine and we'll see how it goes. I'll take you step by step through how I painted him. We're going to start with his armor. For his armor I used Glittery Loot from Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. Now with any contrast or speed paint you have to be delicate with where you put the paint or else you're going to be going back and forth with the primer a lot. So just be super careful where you put the paint and get all the parts that you want to be gold in this stage. As you can see, there's some tricky spots to get to with the wings, but with a little bit of careful brushwork, you can get it. This is once I completed all the golden armor. Now to add a shade. For gold I like to use a brown wash. My go-to is Agrax Earthshade, but this time I decided to try this strong tone from Army Painter and see how it compares. It pays to be careful in this stage not to get the shade where you don't necessarily need it, but not the end of the world if it happens. We can always just go back with the primer and clean it up. Always important not to let the shade pool in places you don't necessarily want it to. So just take a dry brush and mop up any of the pooling that you see on the model. And you want to make sure the shade dries completely before moving on to the next step. Now we want to bring some of the brightness back to that gold. So I have the Warpaints Fanatics Greedy Gold Metallic. I'm going to give that a try with a dry brush. Making sure there's not too much on the brush. Lightly paint all the raised edges to get that detail back onto the armor. With that done, we have a nice shine to the armor again. I wanted a slightly different gold for the hilt, so I tried Retributor armor. It didn't work out as much as I wanted. Gold is gold at the end of the day, but there is a slight difference by the time I got finished. Again, using the dry brush technique, making sure there's not much paint on the brush, and just lightly going over the detail. As you can see, not much difference, but it is subtle. After that, a bit of cleanup with some Wraithbone at all the places I got overpaint on. Now to come in with some Grim Black on the undersuit of the armor and the joints. There isn't too much exposed undersuit, but it pays to be neat here so we don't have to go back and work on the armor again. This is the completed undersuit of the armor. It's around the neck, the knee, and the back of the calves mainly. Next is all the various gems on the model. I decided to use Blood Red from Army Painter Speed Paint. I went a little light with the red at first, had to go back and make sure there was more paint on my brush for better coverage. This is the model with all the gems painted, as you can see. And next up is the cloak. I decided to go for a darker red, so I mixed Slaughterer Red and Grim Black together. Important to be neat here. You really don't want to get any of this on the armor and have to go back at this stage. Decided to paint the grip of the sword the same color as the cloak, just to add some continuity between the model. And that's the completed cloak and grip of the sword. Did the backside as well and made sure to get under the model, being very neat. Next, I wanted to add a marble effect to the eagle the model is standing on. I've never done this before, but figured might as well try this gray primer and this Tamiya smoke. It's really watered down. I think the paint is separated, but it's going to work for what I'm going to try. First off, neatly painting the veins with that gray primer. Just trying to make them look as natural as I can, and try not to make them too thick, but I'll be going over with that Tamiya smoke anyways to blend it a bit, so it shouldn't really matter. Now to go over with this Tamiya smoke. Just like I said, to blend it a little bit and blur the lines between the white and the gray primer. Didn't go too neat here, just wanted to blend the two colors together. This was the result. Once we get to the next step, I think it'll look a little nicer. Next up is to do a white. This holy white comes out more like a gray, but we'll clean it up and bring the whites out a little bit better later on. I'm going to paint this white on the wings, the cloth in the front, the pelt, and the eagle statue that he's standing on. I went a little thick for the statue just to help blend the colors just a little bit better. Next is to shade all that white I just painted, using my go-to Nuln Oil. I'm going to shade everything but the statue in the bottom because I want that to remain kind of chalky. The usual rules for shade applies. Don't let it pool too much. Try and be neat. Only shade what you want to shade. And for big areas like this, quick and easy. As you can see there, it's starting to pool. So I just picked it up with the brush, moved it to another part of the model. Also decided to do the cloak. This is how the model looked once the shade was applied. Now to bring that brightness back to the whites, just using a matte white from Army Painter. Just a nice dry brush over all those raised details to bring them out again. Really wanted to add some white to that statue to bring the details out. Easy to spot the difference between the dry brush and not. And here we have the whites completed. I really like how the wings turned out and the statue. Using matte black, I'm going to be painting some of the details on the pelt. Mainly leopard spots, the nose, the underside of the pelt I'm also going to be painting black. This part was challenging, especially with the camera. You can see how shaky my hands are, and trying to see everything through a camera lens made it a bit more difficult than it needed to be, but we got there in the end. Just had to take your time and try and be as steady as possible, but as you can see, I'm shaking like a leaf. But the result turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I did the claws as well in black and the underside of the pelt that's kind of exposed. Next up is the sword. I'm going to start with a polished silver, and then I'm going to do a bit of a power weapon effect. I find a quick and easy way to do that is just using plasmatic bolt. That's a handful to say. First up, painting the silver. Nice and easy, just be neat, try not to get any on the gold. Then once that's dry, using that plasmatic bolt to give it a bit of a powered sword effect. Or make it look like Sting from Lord of the Rings. Next up, the long dreaded face and hair of the model. Starting with Crusader skin, just trying to be as neat as possible, but if you make a mistake, just come back with a Wraithbone primer. Very difficult to do this behind a camera, but do my best. Now I'm going to be using Kislev flesh to add the detail to the face. Just a little bit of lighter flesh tone, and after that we're going to make it even more lighter with some matte white mixed in to get all the highlights on it. Just getting that Kislev flesh on the higher parts of the face to bring that detail out. Now with a bit of white added to that Kislev fish, doing an even lighter pass on the face of the model, just to, again, heighten those details just a little bit more. Did the eyes off camera. Hated them. Had to redo them, but also did that off camera. Next up is hair. I've never done blonde hair before, but I decided to mix Sand Golem with Zealot Yellow to base the hair with, and then we'll come back with a shade of yellow to really make the blonde stand out. And here's the yellow I'm going to use. It's a demonic yellow from Army Painter. And then after that first coat, I'm going to mix in a little bit of white to get a lighter shade of blonde on him. Starting with just the light pass of yellow. Trying to be neat so we don't cover that whole base coat. A lot of back and forth with the hair, but eventually I even made it lighter. And here's the finished model. Hope you guys enjoyed this journey, and if you'd like to see me paint the Emperor and Horus Lupercal, tune in next time, and do all that YouTube stuff, like, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.